Good stuff. Let's have a good one. This will be fun.
Yeah. Have a good one, buddy.
Good one.
Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah. Can you hear me fine? Can you hear me? Michael, can you hear? Michael, do you hear me? Let's just have a fun let's.
Yeah, it'd be a good one. This place is fired up today. I love it.
Nuts. This is legit today. It's legit.
Oh.
I like PJ as a spokesman for us because he's he's out there. Listen to this. It's insane here right now. All right. Oh, 5. Okay. Dude, I gotta get a couple double XLs for you from the U. You gotta start repping us.
I'd rep the U.
You gotta rep the U. Thank you. It's nuts in here. The whole rink is Ambri. It's crazy. This is fun. Great. in their traditional blue and light blue jerseys. Oh, this is good stuff. Welcome to the jungle. This is old. This is when they were. This is when he used to wear bike shorts on stage, slithering around stage in bike shorts. Jungle. Oh, this is good. Nice fella.
Have a good game.
We talked a little bit about it, Dustin, in the opening, about how well supported this club is. The smallest team in Switzerland, but in many ways has fans throughout the four corners of this country. All here. Since I've been covering this tournament, there have been teams, Swiss teams from Geneva, from Lugano, obviously the home team Davos. I have never seen a game yet where the fans have supported a team like we saw at the opening from this Ambri-Piotta contingent. It's about 6,000 strong in the building this afternoon. Sure. Listen, this is a massive achievement for this club to be invited to the tournament. The support is going to be overwhelming. I talked to some of the players at the outset this morning when they were coming to the rink. The excitement level is through the roof for these guys. They're playing. It's on national television, and obviously the chance to play against a team like Ufa in an important event like the Spengler Cup, I think that carries a lot of weight with this Ambri team. Right, he knew as the backup for Kalpa came in. Often you'll see a international team being reinforced by some of the Swiss players, Monzato last year, but he's a guy known to this tournament. He's played in Lugano a couple years ago, also spent time in the Quebec League in Victoriaville, so has a little bit of experience on the Canadian side as well, but a veteran goaltender, a big part of this Ambri team, and helped lead to the playoffs for the first time in a decade last season. Fast. Not an overly skilled team, but I think the energy level from the fans is going to sort of spur them on to get to a quick start. But watch Ufa, especially starting their first line, keep an eye on Burmistov. Omar, 67, who we talked about in the opening. They're a puck control team. I just think that Ambri at the beginning, the energy is going to be so high for them. Dustin, just watch them try to take the game to Ufa to begin.
Okay, on the game.
really was. But that gives you a sense of what, as I said, they're a puck control team, especially when Omar is on the ice. Ufa like to hold the puck, and like many Russian teams do, they look for that perfect scoring opportunity. They did, and real nice play by D'Agostini, holding up. Couple of good scoring chances, both ends, but as you mentioned rightfully, Ambri looking for this opportunity. Keep an eye right here. You can see Daniel Bastrov right in front of the net. A little bit jammed on that one as it came out to him, and then Manzato making the kick save. Here's a play I just referenced a moment earlier. Really nice soft saucer pass from Matt D'Agostini.
Control on the far side by Miranda, brought in here from another NLA club to be a part of the tournament for Ambri. Far boards, a little bit of space here. Miranda back up to the point. Now it's going to be knocked down in behind the goal. Marco Buehler comes up with it, walks off. The end board shot through, and he's blown up. After that puck bounced to the side of the goal, another opportunity right out front, and they score! Robert Sabalich on the doorstep puts it home, blocker side, and Ambry's on top early, 1-0.
Here, the fans are on their feet here. Exactly the kind of start, if you're an Ambri fan, you're hoping for. The sold-out building, cheering right here. The standing section is just going nuts behind goaltender Manzato. But keep an eye right here. Look at Sabalich, wide open. We talked about everything being on the outside. Ufa doing a terrible job defending in front of Karyev right here, and he didn't come out to challenge either. But Sabalich took it, left-handed shot, and beat him low on the blocker side.
First goal of the Spengler Cup goes to Sabalich on Ambri-Piotta. Comes at the 2:28 mark here of the first period. And they lead 1-0. Nice start here for Luca Ferreira and his Swiss club. Now KHL looking to answer back, and that's fired high and wide. A glorious chance to get themselves on the board, and that one fired just wide by Lukin.
That's young Vladimir Lukin. Ufa looking to come right back. This is what you have to be careful with this team. Very good on the transition. The puck on Lukin. You'll see it coming right here. Lukin, the left-handed shot, takes it quickly, but look how far Manzato's there. And the puck just went over him. Didn't give him a lot of net. Lukin looking for the top shelf over the blocker.
No real feeling out process here between these two clubs. I mean, they've come to play today.
Much like the start I was anticipating, I think the fans have really spurred this game on here in the first 3 minutes.
Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you here in Davos. Spengler Cup underway. First of 11 games we'll have coverage of on TSN. Sergeyev's pass, a long one, that's going to bounce off the end boards just to the right of Manzato. Wasn't blown down, and now Ufa is able to hop on it. Kosterov down low, centered it out front, controlled, and now batted up towards the blue line. Trying to get it back to the point there for Sergeyev, but he's going to have to clear the zone.
Ambri doing a good job. One thing Luca Chureta does very well, this is the head coach for Ambri, very compact in their own zone. They don't give up the slot area, much like we just saw earlier on Ufa did, giving up their first goal.
Rasovitz waiting in behind his own net, dumps it off to the left, and now takes the return feed in behind the cage. A bit of pressure, eventually drops it off, bounces over a stick down the ice, and that one will be blown down for icing. You can almost barely hear the whistles in here with the chants from this Ambri crowd today.
Well, the fans have been going nuts. It's so loud in here. Even for us up here, it's hard to hear one another. Sloppy play right there from Ufa. Looking for Burmistrov up high on the red line, but again, it's the compact nature. Keep an eye on that from Ambri throughout the afternoon. Very good defensive, very compact in all three zones.
Well, what you mentioned, Ambri, a community of 2,000. They're all here today, Doug.
There's nobody there right now, so if there's a thief lurking in the Ambri area, I think he's going to have pretty much access to everybody's house today, because that is empty right now. Everybody is in the Vaillant Arena this afternoon.
Now along the boards near side, Amirov. He's got a little bit of room to skate. Flipped it ahead. D'Agostini on the back check, broke it up. Comes right back to Amirov. Omark on the far side. That's off of a leg and back down the ice. Lisovitz on it there. He'll be pressured, moves it around in the near boards. Burmistrov waiting for it. Far side to Omark. A good look. And now Omark will skate it away. Semenov's going to drive towards the goal. Rather, that's Salugin, and it'll bounce into Manzatto, and he will hang on.
And Manzatto covering up. What was actually looking to happen on that, they're looking to get Burmistrov coming on the right-hand side. It's his second or third time already in the first where you see Omark going down the left wing. What he really wants to do is get the fourth man trail, and that's often Burmistrov.
Burmistrov, Omark, a few of the regulars who are in the lineup here. This team did play at this arena on December 23rd in the KHL World Games. Actually picked up a win there, and they had some of the Hardikainens and Larsons, but they're not in the lineup today.
No, and it's something we've come to get used to here in the tournament, where teams, particularly coming out of the KHL, will bring a larger lineup with them. They want to be able to rest guys throughout the tournament. Obviously, they have a season to play when they get back to Russia, so that's one of the reasons why you see some leading players not dressed this afternoon for Ufa.
Opportunity for Ufa to clear the zone, and they will. They knock it up, down, in over the blue line, and hustling in there on the forecheck, Beshkirov. Beshkirov with a little bit of help down low, and the pressure will be relieved along the near boards and eventually out into the neutral zone.
And that's a good job again from Ambri. Just really compact, smart. The important thing when you're playing a team as skilled as Ufa is, if you're Ambri, you want to keep everybody in front of you, and so far here in the first 5 minutes, Ambri doing a very nice job of it.
Petrushev plays it around on the far boards, misses everybody, no icing. Manzatto will come out in behind the net to play it, and he drops it off there. Pignana, long pass ahead. It'll be tipped down the ice by Sverger. Controlled by Ufa. Right side, long pass. Controlled. Baranov knocked it in over the blue line. Tried to follow up on it, but it's batted away and controlled here by Dottie, who moves it up towards the blue line. No further, though. Good job by Ufa to keep it in. And now some pressure down low in the corner. Reversing it up along the boards. Baranov there, turns. High slot, shot, fanned on. And now Baranov will take over down in behind the net. Watch there by Dottie. And Baranov, pretty good shift here for Baranov. He's all around that puck. They really can't get anything done with it just yet, though. Kamenov in behind the net, lost the handle on it. And it will be controlled by Mueller, and he's got some room to skate. Nice job there from Ambri. They didn't really give up anything dangerous.
No, and that's the key, is to keep everything to the outside, be compact in the slot area.
Now down in behind the goal. Sabolic, the goal scorer, centers it out front. That bounced away from Egli, and now it'll be moved out to center ice and sent all the way down the ice. Egli moves it around far side. That's going to be kept in at the point. Nobody was there. Salugin slides down. He's going to be pressured, and some good puck support there from Tobias Fowler to get it out of the zone.
Bad play there from Egli, 96. Nobody on him at all. Take your time, especially as a defenseman. Take your time, get your head up and make a good play, as opposed to just blindly rifling around the boards. Easy for Ufa to keep the puck in the zone, and it's still going here right now.
Wojtek Wolski, a name that many of you back home in Canada would be familiar with, just joining Ambri, and now he's able to poke it ahead right side. Here's an opportunity, pass across, and that just missed Brian Flynn, the American playing in the NLA this year. Burmistrov finds Omark, set up shop just inside the blue line, lost the handle on it, hustles over there and knocks it down along the left wing boards, but that's picked off and will be brought back the other way again by Ambri. Drop pass a little bit behind the intended target, and Burmistrov will move it ahead to Soshnikov. The former Maple Leafs prospect will skate it away. Gets the blue line, walks in, nice move. Soshnikov drags it towards the goal. Manzatto's down, and the puck stays out, and it'll be brought back the other way by Ambri. That was a nice move.
He danced Pignana right there. Soshnikov showing some of the skills.
Best chance of the game for Ufa.
So as I was mentioning, some of the skills that made him a top NHL prospect. Very good in the KHL, but what a great move right there.
Having a nice season here with Ufa as this puck trickles out to the neutral zone. It'll be controlled at the blue line. They'll play it up on the left side, and Mueller will bring it in for Ambri. Trying to drive towards the goal. Broken up. Puck will be played out back to the neutral zone, and the Swiss club will have a chance to regroup. Dottie takes a look, and that'll just be chipped down the ice. Hustling in there after it. Miranda gets some help. Sverger up there as well, flips it high. That's in behind the goal. Karayev wanted to reach back and get a glove on it. Didn't work. Back to the point. Shot coming. That time a glove save by Andrei Karayev. And a nice start for HC Ambri. They've got a 1-0 lead on day one of the Spengler. Man, not many whistles. Welcome back to Davos, everyone. Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you, and a nice start here for this Swiss club that comes into the event as a little bit of an underdog.
Oh, they're absolutely an underdog, and as I said, there's about 6,000 Ambri fans in the building this afternoon. They've given them everything they could have hoped for to start this game. I like the way they're playing. It's easy to get emotional when you're playing an event like this and your home fans are in the building, but I thought they've really kept their composure so far here in the first 9 minutes.
Offensive zone face-off here with a 1-0 lead for HC Ambri, and it will be controlled by Ufa. They'll move it towards the blue line and now out through the neutral zone. Svetchenko lost the handle on it and back the other way. Douay chases in there, plays the body for Ambri, and now on the far side it'll be controlled. Lisovitz knocks it out through the neutral zone, batted down there. Another crack at it here for Fowler, and he'll use his D partner and they'll move it out through the neutral zone. Lisovitz, far side, a little bit of speed in the neutral zone, but an errant pass broken up and an opportunity back the other way. Sabolic, the goal scorer here for Ambri, thought better of it, returns it back into the corner for Egli, who battles there. Sabolic will come in to help him out. And now Egli's going to turn and head off on a change as this battle will be won momentarily by Ufa, and they'll knock it out to the neutral zone. D'Agostini on it there. Here's D'Agostini. Wants to chip it in. He's out there with Flynn and Volsky, who they've put together a North American line here. Has Luca Tureta, guys who have experience overseas. And now Volsky in behind the net, centers it out front. Glorious opportunity for Flynn, and the paddle is down for Karayev, and it's knocked into the corner. This could be a line that could really do some damage for Ambri, right?
Absolutely, and that was just a heck of a play right there. Volsky hanging onto it long enough to let Flynn find the hole just in the slot area, but Karayev with the stick on it, as you mentioned, on the ice with a really nice save.
Now the puck will be played all the way down the ice. In behind the goal here, Omark drops it off. Amirov sends it towards the net. He was looking for Koledov, who pinched down from the point.
One of the things that Ufa does, all characteristics of most Russian teams, they hold the puck, they wait for that fourth man to come in there. Kolev coming in from the blue line.
Karayev comes out, backhands it to the near boards. Koledov back on it again. He's going to be pressured. Nice work here, centering it out front. Another shot in and a big save. Takes it high in the chest and hangs on, does Andrei Karayev. A couple of glorious looks right in the slot. One of them has already found the back of the net.
Yeah, it's a slot. They're doing a really poor job. Ufa is covering the slot area. They're leaving it wide open. You see 55 Panina coming in from the blue line. Karayev able to make the stop, about a 30-foot shot. But again, the holes in the slot area, one of the areas that Ufa certainly has to tighten up here. They're giving up far too many chances. That's the third good scoring opportunity already from the slot here in just 10 minutes into the first period.
Control off the draw, back up top. Sverger walking in, off the wall, right towards the goal. Hooked at the last second, lost the handle on it. Now it'll be played back out the other way. Bashkirov drops it off. Soshnikov walking in, throws it across. That one came awfully close to trickling across the line. Manzatto reached back with his glove. That was close. Soshnikov's been dancing here so far in this game.
He really has. He's been the outstanding forward for Ufa. But Manzado, again, watch this puck just about trickling over the red line. Gets the big CCM paddle on it. Just kept it from crossing the line. Yeah, there you go. A little bit of excitement for the Ambri fans behind him.
Ufa almost tying this game at 1. You can't come any closer. Cannot come any closer to putting that puck over the line.
And everything's been coming out of number 90, Nikita Shoshnikov. Here for Ufa has been the, as I said, in my view, the outstanding forward so far for this Ufa team. Expecting more from Omark and others.
First year back now here in the KHL, playing with Ufa, 87 games in the National Hockey League. 3 years with Toronto. St. Louis, his last stop in the NHL.
A lot of unfulfilled expectations from him. Came with a lot of fanfare in the league. I think there was a sense that he was going to be the sort of gifted, dynamic offensive player. You know, what we're seeing from a lot of Russians in the league. But as so many, I think the thing with them, and he's no different, is that with the fact that you have the KHL weighing on them, there's always that opportunity for them to come home. So when things don't work immediately well for them in North America, they have a fantastic option, a very well-paying option for them sitting, and that happens to be their hometown club, in this case in Ufa.
They are going to take a closer look as you see the officials climb right into the box here to get a look at the monitor. I think both angles that we've seen so far would say that puck stayed out, but they might have another one that they can get a look at.
No, there was certainly, we could see it from here, there was some yelling from the Ufa bench. They certainly wanted them to go to the video monitor.
Not sure you'll get a better look at it than this one right here. To me, that puck was still on the line, just on the line.
Yeah.
If that's the one they're going by, it's probably going to remain no goal.
Suligan was not happy. We could hear him from across. They were yelling loudly, trying to get the referee's attention. The referees, both of them have obviously consented.
Might as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Might as well get it right.
And I thought Nagoy was a little bit nervous as well, the Ambri defenseman. He wasn't quite sure whether or not the puck had fully crossed the red line either.
Well, and he had a pretty good look at it, too. He was sliding right there on his belly.
No, he's going in the net. It's a goal.
Didn't take too long to get the call. As the officials will step back on the ice, if they announce it no goal, as they do, the Ambri crowd will love it.
It was very close, very, very close indeed.
Yeah, you get a sense that Soshnikov's got one in him tonight.
Yeah.
Face-off will come to the blocker side right here of Manzado. Starting for Ambri, likely to run the whole tournament, I would think. Off the draw. Came right to Soshnikov, and he lost the handle on it. Ambri will take over and knock it out to the neutral zone. Mueller in a race here. He's not going to win it. It'll be brought back in. Kartayev's shot. That's blocked and comes right back onto the stick here. Sverger, who moves it ahead. Onside, shot coming off of a leg. And now in behind the goal, chasing after it. Miranda couldn't control. And eventually an opportunity down the left wing boards. Soshnikov walking in again. This time he stood up. Played well defensively there by Tobias Fuller. And Ufa will take over in the corner. Back to the point. Now right side. First shot blocked. Another attempt coming. Wrist shot thrown towards the front of the goal. Looking for that high pass. And they had a pretty good look at it, Mayorov. And he just didn't get enough of what he wanted on that redirect.
And that's characteristic of Russian teams. Again, always looking for that perfect shot. Mayorov right here. You can see instead of the shot on net, just looking for Mayorov right in the slot, left-handed shooter, had them stick on the ice, but just unable to make contact with the puck.
Great crowd here on day one, game one of the Spengler. And now here's an opportunity for Ufa. They'll take it in behind the goal, trying to tuck it home on the wraparound, and then the puck bounced right out in front. I believe Baranov had the best look at it. And once again, Manzado, we saw him last year. He looked great in this event, and he's been good so far.
He really did. I like the way that was Ruslan Petrushev again, jumping in from the blue. But look at how Manzado held his ground right there. Didn't give him the opportunity to slide the puck in, but then got both pads on the ice, was able to handle the rebound.
Just over 8 minutes remaining here. First period, 1-0. HC Ambri-Piotta with the lead. Now this puck will be knocked into the corner. Marana back up to the point. Redirect there. Manzotto got the pad down there. That's just a good positional save from Manzotto.
And Mayerhoff right in front of the net again. His second good chance, unable to make connect the first time, but there a really nice tip forcing Manzotto to make that save.
First power play of the hockey game is on the way as Stanislav Gureyev heads to the box. Power play for Ambri when we return to Davos. Yep. Where are the shots in this building? Where do you see the shots? Yeah.
We can't.
First power play of the Spengler Cup belongs to HC Ambri. They have a 1-0 lead, and they have a man advantage here. Boy, a second goal in the first period would be huge here for this Swiss club. They win the draw and will control in the offensive zone. Back to the right point now, dropped off, back down the right wing boards. D'Agostini set up here on the left side. Backhand attempt from Flynn, and that'll come all the way back around to D'Agostini. Working down low, gets it to Flynn. Back up top. Plastino gets it back to D'Agostini. Right shot on the left half boards. Feathers one across, settled down. Plastino. One-timer from the blue line and redirect. Egli was right on the doorstep. Now he might get another crack at it, but Burmistrov will send it all the way down the ice and relieve some pressure.
And that was what they're looking for. They had D'Agostini set up on the left-hand side. Plastino on the blue line. Karyev standing up tall in the Ufa goal.
Just over a minute and 10 seconds remaining here in the first man advantage of the game. Mueller will bring it ahead for Ambri. Walks in, now drops it off on the far boards for Volsky. Back up top, the blue line. Left side, Sverger. Sverger takes a return feed on the boards, now walks down low, drops it off, takes a pass again, back up top. Far side, Volsky the one-timer. That's into the corner, all the way around left side. Sverger hustling over, keeps it in just at the blue line, and now an opportunity here for Ufa to send it all the way down the ice, and Polodov actually hammers it up into the Jumbotron here at the Vaillant Arena.
Had a little bit of time there, could have done a better job clearing the zone, having a laugh, and there's Volsky, 88, a key player here on the Ambri power play, lining up on the right blue line. But look for him to be positioned on top of the right face-off circle, left-handed shot. They're going to be looking to tee him up.
Over 450 games played in the National Hockey League. Here he is, and that shot fired just wide. Good opportunity for Volsky. Gets it back again. He's had a couple of good looks. Now throws it out front. Huge save there by Karayev, as once again, this time on the power play, having their way with the slot. Now an opportunity, shorthanded, walking in, driving towards the goal. Manzotto's down, and he stops Svechenko, as Svechenko had a good look shorthanded, but he's drawn a penalty, and we'll play 4-on-4 here for a brief moment. A little pushing and shoving just inside the blue line as well. I think he thought it was a dive.
I think Swerger wasn't too happy with that at all. And you hear it all the way up here. I think he was pretty vocal with his thoughts on that one. And here's a play right here in the corner. There's Swerger, 16, and not so much a dive. He's getting from behind, a double cross check.
Did flail the arms out a little bit, though.
Maybe just a little bit played up. You got to be careful. The puck's already leaving the zone. There's no need to even be putting your stick on him.
So a couple good looks on the power play for Ambri. But up to the task was Andrei Karayev, and now we'll play 4-on-4 for just 8 seconds, and then a power play here for Ufa.
And then we're going to get ready for some real good puck movement on the Ufa power play. They're moving outstanding
It all runs through 67, Linus Omark.
Soshnikov is out there. Burmistrov will take this draw. He's a left shot who turned his stick around there. You see to try to win it with the forehand, but going the other way. Now
It was like playing mini sticks as a kid, right?
Whatever works. Didn't win it, and they cleared the zone, but they will have an opportunity now. Power play for over a minute and a half for Ufa. Amirov brings it in. Turns and looks for some help. Moves it back up to the point, and that bounces over the stick of Soshnikov. Kind of looked away as it was coming to him.
Yeah, one of the things to be aware of, the ice gets bad here.
Amirov knocked off the puck. Omark will come over and grab it for Ufa, and he gives it away just inside the blue line, but it bounces off of a stick down into the corner. Pavel Koledov on it there, and Ambri will play it down the ice.
Oh, that was a bad play. Shishnikov, a no-look backhand pass to nobody in your own zone. In the offensive zone on the power. Just a bad giveaway right there from the veteran Russian forward.
Amirov, far side for Omark, drops it back to Soshnikov. Sergeyev gets the blue line, and now will try to set up on the right wing boards. In behind the goal, Omark waiting for it there. Back up top to the point. Koledov across to Soshnikov. Soshnikov works his way down low. Forced into the corner. Has a ton of time. No options right now, though. Now centers it. Comes all the way through the slot. Omark far side. Omark walking out, dangerous with a ton of time. Sends it to the side of the goal. Manzatto to save. Puck bounces up. Ends up in behind the goal. D'Agostini knocks it to the corner. Now he's going to skate after it, and he'll head out shorthanded by himself. D'Agostini walking in, and he stood up just as he tried to make a move. And as D'Agostini trying to create something. Shorthanded, and they score! Tipped in front by D'Agostini! And a shorty has given Ambri a 2-0 lead.
Just a heck of a play by D'Agostini, staying with this. Initially came down, you see him right here. Sergeyev knocked him down, a really nice job one-on-one defending, but look at D'Agostini, doesn't leave the front of the net. Area where Ufa's been weak today is guarding the slot area. There's D'Agostini getting a stick on that puck, giving Ambri the 2-0 lead, but just an outstanding effort staying with the play. Number 36, the Canadian, Matt D'Agostini for Ambri.
It was Michael Fora who had the shot from the point. He might get credit for it. I thought the way D'Agostini reacted that he got a piece of it.
It looked like he got a stick on it, and he certainly reacted that way as well.
The crowd here is not only on their feet, they're jumping. The party zone in behind Manzatto is loving a 2-0 lead. And how about a shorthanded goal for Ambri?
Pardon me, Dustin. I was expecting a lot more from the Ufa power play, one of the tops in the KHL, but no puck movement in it, and far too much reliance, on getting the puck on Linus Omark's stick.
It'll be a shorthanded goal for the captain and defenseman, Fora. A good job by D'Agostini, though, to get that puck into the zone. Really kind of looked like a nothing play. He was by himself and got knocked down and then stood there and managed to provide enough of an issue for Karayev in front of the net.
Yeah, Karayev didn't see that one. D'Agostini doing a good job in front of him. But again, it comes back to this whole theme of Ufa doing a really poor job in front of Karayev. I think that's about, my guess now, we're probably looking at 5 or 6 point-blank scoring chances from the slot area. They need to tighten up a lot more, but there just doesn't seem to be the commitment level from the Ufa defensemen so far here in the first period.
Good start for HC Ambri. They lead 2-0. Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you here. Day one at the Spengler Cup. And this one into the chest of Manzatto. And he will hang on with just over 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first.
And here's a replay right here. D'Agostini, but watch the Ufa defenseman just clear. There's Sergeyev 93 clear. From this vantage point, it does look like D'Agostini tipped the puck, but Mora was given credit for the goal. And here it is, another angle right here. Oh, it did. It went off actually not even the blade of the stick, Dustin. Looks like it went off just where the blade and the shaft meet.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a redirect there. So may end up being D'Agostini from Fora. Either way, they don't care. They'll take it. They're up 2-0. They've got the puck right now, does HC Ambri, and they'll skate it away. Volsky Start of the year in the KHL. What a move. Tried to slide it across. And Kureyev is able to knock it into the corner. Seeing a little bit of skill on both sides here in the first period.
Yeah, what I like to see in these games, a holiday tournament like this, is a lot of one-on-one play, forwards taking the opportunity to take on a defenseman one-on-one, and a beautiful example there from Wolski.
Wolski started the season in the KHL with Red Star, and now, of course, has come here to join Ambri. Scotty Upshaw was playing for Ambri as well here in December. He, of course, has come to play for Team Canada, whereas D'Agostini, who has played for Team Canada, stayed with the club team. Now walking off the wall, and that's into the glove of Kureyev, and he will hang on, but another good opportunity here for this Swiss club.
A nice Florian Douay right here. I thought Sergeyev right here could have been called for the cross check. You'll see it right here. Hit Douay, Sergeyev staying with the puck, but you know what, the cross check from behind, slot area right there, easily could have been a 2-minute minor.
Good scoring opportunity, you're right. Sergeyev off the draw, gets a little bit of help. They'll knock it out to the neutral zone. Egley trying to bring it in. He's eliminated just inside the blue line by a couple of members of Ufa. And the puck comes back to Egley as he bounced back up to his feet, and they'll battle along the boards just inside the blue line. And now knocked ahead, hustling in there after it. Good job defensively by Ambri as Plastino is able to clear the zone. Now brought back in. Shot coming there. That's high off the shoulder of Manzatto. Then batted all the way down the ice as Gleb Kuzmin with a good look.
Did he ever rifle that one and hit Manzatto, as you said, right on the top, and right around almost the collarbone area? Pardon me, the referee's checking to see whether or not it had hit him in the mask and that he was okay, but very quietly, Manzatto's played a nice first period here for Ambri.
Pretty steady. I mean, they've had a couple of good looks.
Yeah.
I would think that Ambry's been the better team here in the first, but when tested, Manzatto's been up to the task.
And just very calm this afternoon.
Lasovitz leaves it for Omar. Lasovitz gets it back, high slot, bounced on him though, and that'll trickle into the corner. Backhanded along the boards, now in behind the net. And Ambri will try to move it away here from Omar and Amirov, but they'll continue to pressure along the far boards. Isaac O'Dotty trying to move it ahead, but they'll come the other way.
Ref's got in the way a little bit there. Fans didn't like that at all.
Now controlled by Burmistrov, turns, drops it off to Omar. Omar back to the point, shot coming there, that's wide, and all the way back around and out to the neutral zone.
It's a nice job of Ambri defending in, very compact in the slot area. Haven't given Ufa any scoring chances from the slot.
Salugin with an opportunity to move it ahead. Broken up in the neutral zone, Soshnikov takes over for Ufa. Swoops around, picks up some speed and brings it in. Shot off of a leg and behind the goal where Soshnikov regains control. Back up to the blue line, spins. Watched very closely here by Fisher, who picked up an assist on the first goal of the game, added late. Soshnikov gave the business to Fisher, and he's going to take a penalty here, as I think he was frustrated that Fisher just held with him there the whole time.
Yeah, and I thought Fisher did an outstanding job. Number 90, Yannick Fisher, staying with Soshnikov, played him hard into the boards, and you're going to see it right here. Here comes Soshnikov with the left hand, almost a left forearm to Fisher's head. The referee just on the other side of the red line saw it, and now Ambri going on the power play.
Second power play of the period for Ambri. Just over 50 seconds remaining here in the first, so if they do not score, they'll have a power play to start period number 2. Here is Flynn on the draw. We're hoping to chat with him actually in our first intermission. We'll get a little bit of help. D'Agostini will get this puck back to the point. Now D'Agostini takes it, gets it to Flynn, back up top. Plastino back to D'Agostini. Taking his time, now drops it off, down low side of the net, takes a return feed, back up top, Plastino walks the blue line, return feed, D'Agostini one-timer, and that is blocked and eventually knocked out and down the ice. It was Petrushev who stepped in front of it.
Yeah, it takes a brave man to step in front of D'Agostini's from shooting a one-timer, but the Russian defenseman showing some good commitment.
There's 15 seconds left in the period. D'Agostini drops it off. Now he'll swoop in behind the net. They'll flip it back up top. Plastino across to D'Agostini. Little bit of time here. Plastino again thought about it, drops it off. 5 seconds left. Placino with a shot, redirected in front, batted to the far boards, sent to the high slot, picked up, and that'll do it for an entertaining first period here at the Spengler Cup as HC Ambri has a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes, feeling pretty good heading into the dressing room. 1-2. Michael, you still have us there?
Hey, Michael.
Okay. Yeah, Michael, you there? Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, thanks. Okay, what was it?
They mailed it in.
The KHL team?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even try. Like, they're not even.
I don't think they're really working with too much either, right? Like, it's
defensively?
looks like it. Yeah, I know. How many open shots do you want to have in the slot? Like, okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. All right, perfect.
That crowd is nuts. We got, because especially thank you, Michael. If they get another one, we can start like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because I getting texts from people. They're all like, they want to know more about the team. Like,
yeah,
kind of like like.
Yeah, we definitely get into that here in a second. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like 90 stairs.
What's your heart rate?
You know what? I'm in such phenomenal shape that it doesn't
heart rate.
matter.
We got to get him a Fitbit.
Yeah, get me a Fitbit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about now? Okay, so it's that one.
That
right
works
there.
too, yeah. I think they both.
I don't have a talk. I don't have a designated talkback. I got to use the side on Dustin. No, it's not working. He told me it wasn't working.
Yeah, oh, that's interesting. Man, I hope Ambri goes on a run in this thing, because this crowd would be great to have here. Like,
oh yeah, totally.
yeah, about the interviews. Yeah, I replied to him and like, I mean, I thought it wrapped up well, right? Like, I'm gonna say thanks every time. I don't know.
And one thing also, Michael, so when we do the shot tonight, when we do the stand-up tonight, we're not introducing ourselves, or Dustin's not, it's going straight to thanks, Vic, or whatever, right? Okay, yeah.
For the second one? Yeah.
And for the opening, at the opening of the game, too. Yeah.
Okay.
How we fallen. We're playing the Independence Bowl.
Oh, the old Independence Bowl.
That used to be a real game back in Shreveport. It's a traditional game, but are there nicer uniforms in those greens?
Those are pretty sharp looking. Yeah, I like it with the white helmet.
And they're tight. We have probably amongst, I would say, the I-95 corridor from Miami to Jupiter, so let's say 60 miles, as fertile recruiting as anywhere in the nation.
And they just don't
They're
get
all going
them,
to the SEC right now.
Really?
Because the glitz is gone.
Yeah.
They go to Florida. They were going to Florida State until about 3 years ago, and they're going to 7 under the top.
FSU doesn't get much anymore either.
Coaching problem, Jimbo Fisher when he left. They've already fired. They just fired the coach, and they brought in the guy from Memphis, who's good.
Oh, really?
He's done a hell of a job at Memphis. Yeah. Yeah. But that, I mean, the talent there, all the great Canes teams, all they did was recruit 95. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe went up north a little bit for quarterbacks.
That was about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. They changed that goal to D'Agostini.
Yeah, we called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right off. It was, as I said, sort of where the shaft and the blade intersect right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's D'Agostini from Fora and
It was
Egley.
Dustin Nielsen D'Agostini.
Welcome back. Second period action just around the corner here in Davos as we get set to drop the puck on the second 20-minute stretch. And it is a power play here for Ambri. They've got a 2-0 lead. Goals from D'Agostini and Sabalich in the first. And just under a minute now to work on the power play here in the second. The one important thing, Doug, is that they got the crowd into this game. Not that they needed a lot of pushing, but to get a 2-0 lead, that's going to keep them in the game.
No, you're absolutely right. The worst thing that could have happened for Ambri with the rink full of their fans is for them to have gotten off to a bad start.
Here's an opportunity. Had a chance to shoot there. Volsky throws it back up top, and that one's fired high and wide and over the net. And Michael Fora kind of hung his head immediately after getting
Field
under that
goal.
one. Yeah.
A field goal right into the meshing over the glass. He was wide open. Nice job from Wolski holding onto the puck. He pulled the defenders close to him, and for the captain for Ambri, right where he wanted to be, and it just did not quite connect with that, depending on your perspective. It didn't hit the net, but it certainly went high into the mesh.
They'll get some fresh legs over the boards here for the final half minute of this power play for Ambri. They couldn't control the draw. It's going to be taken there and backhanded down the ice by Lesovitz. Plastino in front of his own net wants to wind it up a little bit. Untouched to center, gets the blue line, drops it off near side. Sabolich, nice move. Knocks it down into the corner for Egli, gets it back again. D'Agostini far side, settles it down, fires one wide glove, and that'll come all the way down the ice.
And that's really what we were talking about in the first period on their power play. That's really the shot that they're looking for. The right-handed shooting D'Agostini on the left circle, looking to set him up on a one-timer.
Back to even strength. Ambri's power play 0 for 2 today, but they do have a short-handed goal in the special teams department. Now it'll be played around far side for Omark. Fanned on ahead. Soshnikov with some speed in the neutral zone.
And he wanted that. He saw him coming out of the corner of his eye, but as you said, fanned on the puck. Looking to see a little bit more inspiration from Ufa here to begin the second period.
Here's Omark, feathers it ahead into the skates of Burmistrov, taken away. Omark trips his man, gets control of the puck, but bouncing right back up to his feet there, Thomas Ogoy, and he's able to control. Back up to the point, held in there by Lesovitz, now knocked in behind the goal. Dottie skating onto this puck. A little bit of pressure here from Ufa, and that'll eventually be relieved. And Goy from center ice will hammer it into the glove of Karayev, who has to hold on.
You know, and that's what you want to see defensively. I just like the patience that Ambry's shown right there. Top line out on the ice. Here's Omark right here. Strips Goy of the puck. Could have been called right there. Might have been a hook or a trip. Fans certainly wanted the call, but then Ambry back. Strong positioning, just really poised in their own zone. That's really what stood out for me from this team here in the first period.
Egli on the draw, played in this event last year for HC Davos. And now on the far side, Soshnikov able to chip it ahead. Broken up there and moved back up through the neutral zone. Doe knocks it down into the corner, chases in after it. Egli will battle there as well. And eventually Ufa's able to come up with it, and they'll play it out to the neutral zone, but that is broken up and played back down by Pinana.
Really good backside pressure again from Ambry. Lose the puck, get on the horse, get back, and they're forcing Ufa into turnovers in the neutral zone.
Bashkirov in over the blue line, takes a return feed. Now drops it off in the corner. Kartayev down low to Soshnikov. Soshnikov, watched there by Egli. Long shift for Egli. Soshnikov will head off on a change as the centering attempt is broken up, and Pinana with a chance to get it out. And a penalty just inside the blue line. And it'll be another power play for Ambry.
Bowler on the blue line. Ambry, you can see him go down hard here. Puck coming out of the zone. And Gleb Kuzmin just catching it. You know, that could have been a butt-ending call as well. Kuzmin catching with the end of his stick right in his face. Referee's right on top of it, sending Ambry back on the power play. But a dangerous play right there from Kuzmin. The butt of the stick just catching him in the face, and that's...
Couldn't tell if he was doing it intentionally or he was just holding his stick a little awkward at that moment.
Yeah, I don't think he was looking to shiv him with the end of the stick, but it's a dangerous play nonetheless.
Another power play here for Ambry. Volsky set up on the right wing side. We'll see if they can find him for a one-timer. He lurks in the circle to the right. Shot from the point. Rebound there, a juicy one. And it'll come back up to the blue line. Settled down there by Fora. Fora drops it off. Left wing boards. Down low in behind the net now. Volsky loaded in the high slot. There's a shot and they score! A rocket top corner. Marco Mueller. 3-0 Ambry.
That was textbook. That's textbook puck control right there. You could see the jubilation right here. Mueller, third tune, who had a strong first. It's just really good puck control right here from Ambry. The puck's going to come out to Zwerger right here on the half wall. He looks off more on the blue line, throws it out to Mueller, but look at right exactly where you're on, right in the wheelhouse right here. Leans into that shot, the left leg as a support. rifle that over Karyev's glove, but just an outstanding job. I love the way that Zwerger looked off the defenseman more and then slid it across to Mueller for the one-timer. Just a rifle of a shot to send Ambri to the 3-0 lead. And again, I think the fans here, as happy as they are shocked to see their team up 3-0 against such a strong KHL team like Ufa.
And now maybe a little bit more. Here's an opportunity for Flynn. Sends it on goal. Karayev knocks it in behind the net. Back up to the point. Plastino kept it in. Off the leg of Flynn. Now he'll skate onto it. He's going to be pressured, but he's able to move it back. Now given away at the blue line. Burmistrov had it bounce away from him, and Plastino's going to skate it the other way. Stood up at the blue line.
Puck's got to go deep. That shift after the goal, the pucks have got to come out and they've got to go deep.
Omark walking in. Forced back. Leaves it there. Salugin down into the corner. This top line for Ufa has been better in this period than they were in the first. Omar pinged along the boards. Manzotto watching on, and eventually that puck will pop loose. Good job here by Ambri to keep Omark and Ufa to the outside. Now Omark spins high, looking for something, but not much going on here in the offensive zone. Now drops it off high. That's broken up, knocked down the ice, and an opportunity. This is Plastino, the defenseman, walking in, stripped from behind. Nice effort there from Soshnikov to come back and take away a legit scoring opportunity.
Yeah, good back check from Soshnikov, but just an outstanding job of man-on-man defense in their own zone by Ambri, especially Yannick Weber, 90. Yannick Fischer on Linus Omark, just doing an outstanding job.
Manzotto blockers this one away, and it's blown down on an offside with just under 15 minutes remaining in the period.
Well, here's a play. Plastino right here. Good job of getting that puck, but look at Soshnikov right here with the back check, and then gets his stick just as he's about to shoot. Gets his stick and then wins control of the puck. A nice defensive effort from the Ufa forward. But again, it all starts from the outstanding man-to-man defense that Ambri are playing in their own zone.
Egley on the draw for Ambri, just outside his own blue line. Mayorov pressured there, and the former Blue Jackets prospect one hands it back just inside his own blue line. Now it's knocked down the ice. Mukamadulin back there on it, moves it around the near boards. Mayorov will get it to the neutral zone, not much further, and now eventually brought in by Pimenov. This line has not played much for Ufa so far in the game. Douay down low in behind the net. Puts on the brakes,
got it.
Back up along the boards. Now to the left point, shot off of a leg, and Mayorov plays it up the right wing side. Stood up there, and Ambri will regain control. Good back check though, and it'll be brought back up the ice. Baranov shot off the side of the goal, and it'll be taken in behind the net by Panana. Mueller to his right, he'll skate it away. Now he does give it to Mueller, but it's off of his skate. Mueller with the third goal of the game here for Ambri. Now it'll be brought back down the ice. Posterov lost it. And a little bit of speed for Mueller the other way. He's going to drive wide, stripped away. And now it'll be played down the ice by Ambri. A 3-0 cushion here in the second period. Game one, day one at the 2019 Spengler Cup. Now knocked in behind the net, Manzotto. Got a paddle on it, batted it into the corner for Ambri, and Volsky will move it ahead. Pass taken in the skates of Fuller, but he drives wide, down low in behind the net now. Some help coming there, D'Agostini watching on. He'll slide down there with Volsky. It's going to be played around to the point, kept in, trying to look for Flynn in the high slot. Volsky will come and grab it and knock it into the corner. D'Agostini hustling over there. Lost that race, and it'll be skated ahead. They find Omark just inside the blue line. Flips one towards the slot. Koledov couldn't get a stick on it. And now it'll be played over on the near side. Given away. High slot. Amirov, a little bit of time. Dropped it off looking for Burmistrov. Couldn't get all of it. It comes back up along the boards. Shot from a bad angle off the side of the goal. And they'll battle in the corner to the right side here of Manzotto. D'Agostini backhander out through the neutral zone, relieves some pressure and allows his line mates to sneak off on a quick change. Long pass ahead. Amirov stays on side. Volsky now at center ice. He wants to head off on a change, and he will, as that's blown down on an offside at the blue line. HC Ambri-Piotta, 3-0 lead here on Ufa at the Spengler.
You need a breather right there, big boy.
Yeah, that was a long time without a whistle, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I might have been pronouncing Shoshnikov. It's Soshnikov. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Ufa out of the KHL find themselves in a tough spot here as we near the midway point of this game. They trail HC Ambri 3-0. Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you. And Spengler Cup does give you a few surprises along the way and may have a little bit of one here so far today.
Oh, we absolutely have. I don't think there's anybody in this building who was expecting Ambri to be up 3-0 halfway through the game this afternoon, but the fans have spurred them on and they've been full value for the lead. Expecting a lot more from Ufa. They just lack of commitment coming from this team. I haven't seen a lot of second effort and sloppier in their own zone, and unfortunately it's become characteristics that we've seen in the past from some of the Russian teams.
Ambri really looks like they wanted more, at least so far here through the first 28 minutes or so. First of two games here today. HC Trinets gets Team Canada. Our first look at Canada here in the Spengler as that one goes off the side of the net. We'll have that for you later today. Soshnikov moves it ahead. Now an opportunity, 2-on-1 here for Ufa. Manzotto stood strong and a good back check after a little too much hesitation there as Vladislav Karteyev couldn't figure out what he wanted to do with that puck.
Well, 98 Karteyev right here. Skilled player like many of these Ufa. Look at him wait here right now. He buys time for himself. He's got a great opportunity to get a shot on goal, but instead overhandles the puck, takes himself out of the shooting range right here, allows the Ambri defender to get back into the play and foil that scoring chance. But
you're down 3-0, you've got to get a shot.
Much more
there, right?
consequent than that.
Yeah. Dottie in behind his own net. Sabolich on the right side. He opened the scoring back in the first period. Inside the first 3 minutes, to be exact. It was a big start for this club. He's in there on the forecheck. Sabolich in the corner. Watch closely there. Get some help from Florent Douay. And it'll be played out to the blue line. Baranov finds a little bit of room for himself. Walks in over the blue line. Takes the puck down into the corner. Watch there by Dottie. Egley comes back to help out. And the puck will head into the corner to the right side of Manzotto. Polodov waiting back at the point here as they battle down low. Mayorov makes a nice move. Mayorov in the corner there, nowhere to go. Excellent defense once again by Ambri, and they come away with the puck, Doug.
Yeah, really good. That's the story of the game right there. The way they execute in the neutral zone and then just a tremendous regroup in their own zone. Really outstanding play from Ambri-Piotta here in the.
Now in behind the goal. Polodov up the left wing boards. They'll come back, and Soshnikov knocks it in behind the net.
Look at them regrouping beautifully, all five. 2-1-2 through the neutral zone. Textbook defense from Ambri.
Polodov flips it across, far side. Good job getting back there to break it up. Was Ambri. And that was Pignana, who now gets the puck in behind his own net. Off the boards and out. Moved ahead. Sverger, far side, into the corner. Mueller will take it in behind the goal. Stripped there, and it's taken away cleanly by Burmistrov. Long pass ahead, misses everybody. Following up on it, though, they'll keep it alive. Lasovit's pass is broken up, and an opportunity for Miranda back the other way, looking for Volsky. That hit a stick. Volsky's going to chase down in behind the net after it, using his frame to battle for that puck. Has a size advantage down there, and eventually he'll come back up to the point for Fora. Fora Down in behind the net for D'Agostini. D'Agostini back up top to the blue line. They were trying to sneak in a quick change, and that one's going to come all the way back down the ice.
Yeah, and D'Agostini thought he had 7 Dottie on the blue line, but there was a miscommunication there between the Ambri players.
Mukamadulin leaves it in behind the goal, and now it'll be brought ahead far side. And Burmistrov's pass off of a stick and up out of play with just over 9 minutes remaining here in the second period, and Ufa looking for any sort of spark right now, Doug.
Yeah, there's no spark, and that certainly wasn't going to help them. Burmistrov looking across the ice to 27, Amirov, but Ambri doing such a good job compact stacking the blue, and there's nothing for them. The Russian teams don't like to play the puck deep. They never do. They like to hold on to the puck. They're very reluctant to dump it in, but the way Ambri is playing right now, they need to find a way to bring the game down low in Ambry's zone. They haven't done it at all, and it's really hurt them this afternoon.
How much is the style different between the NLA here in Switzerland and the KHL?
Massive. The KHL, despite the fact that the Russian players it's a skilled group of players in the KHL, they play a very defensive game. A lot of puck possession. You've seen enough of Swiss hockey now. They really like to use their speed. It's a skating game, and I think you can see the differences on display this afternoon. And this, again, just to repeat my point, I think this is hurting Ufa because they aren't able to make a tactical change mid-game.
Now here's an opportunity, but once again, getting back there defensively, Ambry's able to break it up.
Right, and there's Amirov, 27. He had a great scoring chance right there. And again, like many of the Ufa forwards this afternoon, guilty of overhandling the puck.
Now down in behind the Ufa net. Burmistrov will take it, backhands it ahead, and that's broken up. Costino was just waiting at center ice.
Right. That was a nice play. Read the puck well, held his position, and forces them to regroup inside their own zone.
Burmistrov pressured and has drawn a penalty. Going to be a holding call.
Yeah. Holding the stick, I think, is going to be.
Is it against Burmistrov?
I think it is.
It is against Burmistrov. So he had the puck, but he was holding the stick of the defender. And that's going to be a power play here. There's a good look at it. 4th power play of the game for Ambri, and they scored on their last one.
Florian Douay, 72, was doing a good job. And one of the things we've seen from Ambri, really good man-on-man defense. He was holding Burmistrov off, and then Burmistrov turned around and grabbed the stick. Just a dumb penalty.
You don't need that at the best of times, let alone when you're down 3-0 and trying to get back in this hockey game.
But what more to the point, why are you trying to dance an opponent defender 200 feet from the opposing goal in your own zone?
D'Agostini sets up, flips it back up top. Listino across. One-timer coming. That's ripped low and wide by Sabalic.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. Sabalic, 65, lefty on the right circle. Platino looking to get the puck across to him for the one-timer.
D'Agostini, he'll play pass here with Flynn. Back up top, shot through. Good read there by Karayev. He's able to block it away. Plastino, D'Agostini walking in. Wrist shot this time. Egley in front, and Karayev able to deal with the traffic and hang on to that one.
Yeah, and I like what Ambry's trying to do. D'Agostini on the left-hand circles. Sabalic on the right hand. Platino guiding the puck to either one of them there. Karayev able to see it come in from the blue line. Egley needs to do a better job getting in front of him, but Ambry doing a nice job. But it's simple, and it usually just comes down to just doing easy things well, and Ambry's done them this afternoon.
Here's Flynn on the draw. He's able to win it. Sabalic gets it to Flynn. Now he'll walk in. Back to Flynn. Wanted the one-timer, but that was read well defensively. Comes back to D'Agostini.
He had him there. That was a nice effort.
Sabalic, D'Agostini. He'll fire. And the netminder got a piece of it. Comes all the way back around out to the neutral zone.
Looked like he had Karayev going the wrong way there. Just managed to get a bit of his glove on it, but a nice shot from D'Agostini.
Plastino, right side. D'Agostini walks in. Drags it. D'Agostini fires it just wide. Blocker side. That would have been nice.
It was, but let's get a man on a body here. He danced Ufa. 2 Ufa defenders just walked right through them before going unimpeded for the shot on Karayev.
He might have actually even been a little surprised that it came so easily. Now at the blue line. This will be kept in. Mueller drops it off. Volsky. Volsky waiting. Uses the point for a shot. Batted away. And now chopped out and down the ice with about 20 seconds remaining here in this power play. Sverger wants to skate it. Ooh, he gets hammered just inside the blue line after he dropped that back as Evgeny Lasovitz went over and popped him.
Yeah, 14 Lasovitz let him have it.
And Sverger is still down.
Yeah.
And they're going to blow the play down.
He skated himself into trouble. We're probably going to see a replay of that, but he skated himself right into trouble. Lasovitz read it and came across and leveled him.
Well, it counts a pretty clean hit.
Yeah. Well, you see it right here. His head was down. His back was turned to the play. He didn't see Lasovitz coming across. Perfect hit. Could have been a hip, but Lasovitz took him sort of with the upper part of his body, shoulder, arm. And I think from this vantage point, you know you've been hit like that before. You just lose your wind, right? You get hit right in the rib cage.
Yeah, his left leg looked a little awkward, but
he's winded, I think.
Yeah. Gonna skate it off and get a round of applause from
He was trying to go coast to coast. Started with a little with a little dance in front of the goal, right?
Right in front of his own net. Yeah, he was taking it all the way up the ice there.
And then skated himself right into trouble along the boards.
Stays on the bench for now, so probably be all right.
Head's got to be up there. Needs to be a little bit more alert.
Yeah, he was thinking about the drop pass.
Maybe a lot more alert if you see Lasovitz coming across.
Get that a couple more times. He might not come back. Face-off will come to the blocker side right of Manzatto. He's been perfect so far in this game. Hasn't been tested a ton, but he's been solid.
Yeah, really solid. I just find him really calm in Ambry's goal this afternoon. And that kind of goaltending play permeates through the lineup.
Trasconi moves it ahead, but it's going to be broken up.
Out.
And now chopped out to the neutral zone. Here's an opportunity for Trasconi. Walking in, and a good job once again. Is that Soshnikov again? Now that time it was Baranov who hustled back and broke things up. Pertayev, far side, shot through. Manzatto got the right toe on it, knocked it to the corner. Soshnikov, side of the goal, flips one in, and Manzatto easily hangs on to that one. Manzatto, HC Ambri with a 3-0 cushion.
They're cleaning the ice now, eh? Finally.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that mini Zamboni. Check that thing out.
That
is
is
that cool,
cool
or wild? That'd be great for an outdoor rink.
Oh, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I hear everything from Toronto and the Swiss guys in my ear. Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
I'm hearing everything in my ear from Toronto, from the Swiss guys, everything. Like there's constant everything in my ear.
Yeah, we're hearing all the Swiss
Yeah,
stuff.
we're hearing everything, Michael.
Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the second period in Davos, day one. Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you. And HC Ambri, the small little Swiss club that could, and they have so far with a 3-0 lead. The entire crowd here, if you're just joining us, is basically Ambri fans, and they're loving every minute of this.
Yeah, it's been a blue wave this afternoon. Ambri leading 3-0 and just been dominant here from the start of this game. And as you mentioned, a full...
Nice redirect in front there from Volsky as this line has looked dangerous at times.
They have, but the entire Ambri team has been full value this afternoon. The fans have been loving it. They haven't stopped singing, jumping, dancing, the whole bit.
This is a big game because if you win, you get tomorrow off. If you lose, you have to play again.
Absolutely, and this is one of the things that Luca Treda mentioned to us. Look, realistically, how optimistic was he before the game? Probably thought they had a chance. I wouldn't say optimistic, but he did talk about the importance of the win and the day off.
Here's a shot. Manzatto with a ton of traffic in front was able to get down in the butterfly and keep that one out. Now turned over right at the blue line. Lasovitz is able to keep it in. Plastino down in the corner, moves it around far side, and that'll be hacked and whacked all the way down the ice, and that will go the distance for icing. TPS Turku is waiting, the loser of this game tomorrow, and then Turku will play the back-to-backs on day 2 and 3 here of the tournament, where they will face the winner of this game on day 3.
Right, and the Finns are always a competitive team. TPS, one of the historical Finnish teams, been in this tournament a number of times, so they're going to be a tough out for anybody. Ambri playing right now as solid as I think we've seen any Swiss team in the tournament in the last 5 years.
Ambri right now is 9th place in the NLA, the National League here in Switzerland.
Yeah, and one of the things that this tournament can provide for all of these teams, and Ambri, as you mentioned, just one spot out of the playoffs in the Swiss League. Good tournament here can vault them into a real strong second half of their season.
Mayorov sends one towards the goal, and Manzatto was down, had that right pad along the ice. And Mayorov was cross-checked right at the side of the goal. Odd man rush the other way now for Ambri. Sabalic could have fired that one, but tried to feather it through. It hit his skate and bounced to the corner.
Shot was on a stick right there. Sabalic has been very good for Ambri, but when you have a chance like that, 3-on-2, the puck is teed up for you, you got to let it go.
Now flip down the ice. That'll bounce into the left of Manzatto. Back there on it, Douay moves it up along the boards. Kept in there.
Thank you.
Pastazarov in the corner. Back up top to the right point. Shot fired through a crowd there. Manzatto saw it, got his right pad on it. Now thrown across, and a good active stick to break that up and knock it out and down the ice from Florian Douay. Koladov, left side, that pass broken up. Miranda moves it ahead. Sverger, who was down earlier, he's back out there now. He appears to be all right.
Yeah, and really good with 13. Mueller right here. I think they've been as good as anybody on Ambri this afternoon.
Now in behind the goal. A little bit of pressure on Sergeyev, so he'll take it back in behind the net. Gives it away on the far boards. Miranda now turns it over, and that stretch pass just missed the intended target, and it's going to end up all the way down the ice. Piñana leaves it in behind the goal. Now they'll move it ahead. Right side, Fora wanted it, and that was broken up by Koladov. Miranda takes over for Ambri. Long pass ahead. That is a good one. A stretch pass in over the blue line. Huge save. A couple of them there from Kureyev. As Sverger walked in all alone after a great feed up the ice.
I don't know what Ufa was doing, but they didn't see Sverger slide in behind, and he went in.
He was home free on that one.
He really was. Did a nice job sneaking behind the Ufa defenseman.
Here's Goy. Gets the blue line. Has some traffic going towards the goal. Sent it towards the net. Soshnikov breaks it up on the far side, and now picked up by Bashkirov. Taken away. Plastino controls for Ambri. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the second. 3-0 the lead. Pass to nobody. And that's all the way down the ice, and there'll be an icing against Ufa here. And Ambri has to love the spot that they are in right now.
The pass is looking for Suligan, but nothing on it at all. Here's the wonderful play. And a good job from Andrei Kaliev standing in front. See Sverger, who was injured a couple of minutes earlier, back on the ice for Ambri, but Kaliev doing a good job, reading Sverger. I thought he was going to try to pull him to the backhand. So I thought he saw him when he went down quickly, but just unable to get the puck 5-hole. I thought the play was to deke him. I thought Karyev gave up a little bit too early on that shot.
Here's D'Agostini. Tried to throw it back to Flynn, broken up. Now played ahead, Soshnikov. Gets the blue line, onside. Soshnikov sends a shot through Manzatto, took it high off the shoulder. Bounces to the far boards, now knocked in behind the net. Soshnikov on it here, gets it to Burmistrov. Burmistrov turns, drops it off. Opportunity in front, thrown across, and they score! Lisovich finishes off a pretty feed from Linus Omark. And late in the second period, Ufa is on the board.
You know, Ambri had done such a good job. There's Lisovich coming across Manzatto. Just looked like he was out of position. He was sliding across. He was reading Omark. There, you can see he was just off balance, and he falls back kind of an odd, sort of almost like a 180 right there, instead of sliding across and getting the chest on that shot coming in from Lisovich, 14, the hard-hitting defenseman stepping in from the blue line. Thought Manzatto looked off balance right there, but finally, you got to hope if you're an Ufa fan right now that goal is going to give them the spark that's been lacking in their game this
Late
afternoon.
in the period, right? Give him a little bit of life.
And the one time, this is probably the first time in the game so far that Ambri should have been disoriented in their own zone. They did a nice job of being able to keep the play in front of them. There they were found chasing the puck. Omark, as he always does when the puck is on his stick, usually makes a smart play.
That was a nice pass.
It was a beautiful pass across.
Lasovitz, who has just one goal in the KHL so far this year, he'll take that one. First of the tournament here for Ufa. And now we've got a 3-1 hockey game. Final minute of play here in period number 2. Omark, backhand pass, a good one, and that'll be brought in by Amirov. Amirov, one of the younger members of this KHL squad. Drops it off on the far boards. A little bit of room here. Oh, another goal here would be huge for Ufa late in this period. Garayev drops it up to Omark. 30 seconds to work with. Omark walking in between his own legs and then lost the handle. Hustles over into the corner, spins off of a check, and it's knocked in behind the net. Egley will take it and gets a little bit of help. Miranda will skate it away. Rather, that's Sabolich who lost it at the blue line. You wanted that deep there, Doug?
I want him to skate with some purpose to the red line and get that puck deep, particularly with under 20 seconds to go in the period.
Turnover just inside the blue line. Zverger going towards the goal, and a nice save there from Karayev as he got down in the butterfly and made sure there was no rebound.
Well, Karayev has had a strong second period. See him right here, but this has been the line again right here with Mueller, Zverger, 16, been all over the puck here in the second period. Look at him looking up. We've seen him on the ice, winded, having to be helped off the ice, and he's had two outstanding point-blank scoring chances.
Just over 5 seconds remaining, possible time for one more opportunity here if they can get control of it. There's a shot attempt, hit a stick, trickles in behind the goal, and that will do it for period number 2. And HC Ambri, despite giving up a goal late in that period, they still have a 2-goal cushion. 3-1 the lead for the Swiss club here on day 1 at the Spengler.
How's that dinner going to be tonight?
Oh, I'll enjoy it. Yeah, I'll enjoy it.
Who else is going to enjoy it?
Hello.
Here we are. Michael, you hear me? Michael, you hear me? Dusty?
Yeah.
Big Westerner? Yes.
One down. Almost one down.
Dustin, do you hear him?
Nope.
He wants to come to us early. He wants to come to us early.
I don't hear him.
He wants to come to us early. Hit him here.
I can't hear you, Michael.
I hear you. I'm ready to carry the mail. Dino, I'm ready to carry the mail. I'm ready to do the interview.
I don't hear Michael at all.
That would be the biggest disaster of all time. God help us if something happens to his microphone. That would be a disaster. Fiji always said to me, he goes, dude, you got to be ready in case something happens to him, like just to start going. Can you talk? No, I don't hear you.
Can you hear Michael, though?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if he does have to count us back, just tap my shoulder. When
Okay, if you do a tap, then I'm going to tap Dustin when we're ready to go.
Yeah,
like,
or just
I'll tap
give
him
me
like
a thumbs
5,
up or whatever, yeah.
4.
No, or just cut me down.
Oh, yeah, I could do
or
that too.
Or do hip thrusts.
Like a band. Like a band.
Matter.
I could be like, we're ready to go on.
Yeah.
In 1.
That's going to be a concern, though, if I can't hear him. I don't know.
I'll be like Springsteen when he goes 1.
Yeah.
1, 1, 2, 3, and then breaks into Badlands to open the concert.
That's weird that you can hear him, but I can't.
No, I'm more important.
Are they coming to us early? It's usually regular time.
All right, but get it fixed because I don't want to have to carry the mail here, even though I said I would. 20.
Oh, I heard something there.
Yeah, I can hear Toronto again. By the way, Michael.
Welcome back. Third period action just around the corner here in Davos at the Spengler Cup Day 1. Later today, HC Trinets. It was one of the hosts for the World Juniors. Of course, we got a ton of World Junior coverage right here on TSN. Trinets will face Team Canada, led by head coach Craig McTavish. We'll chat with Craig prior to that game, but we've got 20 minutes of action and a 2-goal lead right now. Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you, and it'll be interesting to see how much Ufa will be able to push here down by a pair.
And we're going to get a good sense here to start the period what kind of an Ufa team we're going to see here in the third. Are we going to get a pushback? And it's got to start with the first shift.
Now up along the boards as it'll be played back down into the corner. Nice start here for Ambri, in behind the goal. Played back up to the blue line. Shot coming there. Pad save, Karayev. And it'll be knocked back out to the neutral zone. Dottie gave it away. Carried in here. Mirov's shot fired just wide. Bounces down into the corner. Burmistrov had slide over there, but it's taken away. D'Agostini gave it away at center ice. Scooped up there by Lisovitz and played all the way back down the ice.
And I think that's the first time I've seen them dump the puck in the entire game. That was Amirov.
Soshnikov all alone. Big save. Manzatto got the left pad on it after a horrible turnover by Ambri. It's one of the few guys you want to have the puck on their stick if you're Ufa, and he was not able to bury it.
Oh, Manzatto with a great save on Soshnikov. But again, the turnover. Ambri are looking a little ragged here to start the third period. More pressure coming from Ufa. Consecutive dump-ins. You can see a jump to their game, but also being a lot more consequent in terms of what they're doing with the puck.
Oh, they're just 2 down now. Centering attempt. Lisovitz had slid down from the blue line, looking for his second of the tournament. He's only got 1 on the season, but he's jumping into the play here.
It's going to be important for Ambri to keep their posture, keep their composure.
Now at the Ambri blue line, given away again. And I'll have a chance to slow it down. The crowd here, very pro-Ambri, trying to get behind them to hang on to the lead. Now over on the near side, Mueller takes it down into the corner. In behind the goal, drops it off. There's Berger looking back door. Miranda was tied up, couldn't find him. And the puck will bounce into the corner. Now moved around near side, right wing boards, and eventually chipped out and down the ice by Stanislav Gareev. In behind the goal, Christian Pignana, opportunity to skate, plays it ahead. Another turnover in the neutral zone here. Maybe more in the first 2 minutes of this period than the entire game for Ambri.
Yeah, Ambry's certainly feeling it. You're up by 2 goals. It's such a precarious lead as well because you really don't know whether your posture should be offensive or defensive. You sort of find yourself often in no man's land, and that's what Ambri has looked like here to start the third period.
Now battle for the puck along the neutral zone boards. It'll be chipped down and into the corner to the left of Karayev. Given away in the high slot. Egley with some pressure. He'll battle down low. It's in behind the net. Back up to the point. Dottie's shot high, hard, and wide. All the way around on the right side. Kept in there by Foran. Played back down in behind the net. Sabolich couldn't control it. Lukin comes back. Moves it around on the far side for Koladov. Stripped in the neutral zone. A little bit of room to wheel, and they'll bring it back in on the attack. Goy with a shot. Karayev the save. And on the far side, it's controlled. Koladov will move it ahead. And Omark at center ice. Flips it ahead. Brought in over the blue line. Bouncing around a little bit, but Omark will come up with it. Here's Omark. Drops it back. Burmistrov's shot. That's stopped by Manzatto. Tried to throw it back out front. Comes right to Omark. He'll spin just inside the blue line. Sends one through, and Manzatto, with a floater through traffic, was able to locate it and hang on.
And I like that. There's no play. Get away from overhandling the puck. Omark, the soft floater to the goal, worst thing that can happen. And you saw right here is a turnover. Here's Soshnikov right here. Look, he got the right leg up. He was trying to freeze Manzatto. He had to beat 5-hole. But you're going to see the 5-hole was there. It was pretty exposed. Soshnikov just couldn't find it. Instead tried to go far and to the post and a quick pad onto the ice from Manzatto. But a nice play. I thought he had him beat 5-hole right there. But again, a couple of really consequential turnovers to begin the third period from Ambri, something we haven't seen in the first 40 minutes.
Soshnikov has 6 shots on goal in this hockey game. He's been buzzing for Ufa. Now sent towards the goal. That bounces into the corner for Flynn. Wanted to play it back to the point. Didn't get all of it. Now an opportunity for Omark. Catches up to this puck. Omark turns. Tried to drop it back. And Amirov couldn't control. Another dangerous opportunity there.
Looking too much for Amirov.
D'Agostini finds a trailer shot through and they score. No goal. Waved off immediately for goaltender interference. Tobias Forler is going to head to the penalty box as well. And this is a big swing of events in this hockey game.
And it all started with Omark at the opposite end of the ice. Gave the puck away, then Ambri doing a nice job. This is what you want from Fuller right here. He may have been pushed in, actually, on top of Karayev. They're going to call him for goaltender interference, but he was pushed in. This is Evgeny Lisovitz, 14, that pushed Kohler into the goal. You hear the Ambri fans not happy with that. Volsky here as well. Not pleased with that call, and I think it's a rightful one as well. Listovitz pushed Kohler right in. Kohler did exactly what you want to do on a 3-on-2, drive the net, but he got pushed from behind into the Ufa goaltender, Andrei Karyev, and I think the refs were a little quick making that call. You can see it right here. Watch the push coming from the right hand, the stick hand.
It's definitely a push, you're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they are going to review it.
Really well executed 3-on-2 from Ambri. That's exactly what I want to see, especially from the defenseman. He's the one of the three coming in, the one you least want to have the puck on his stick. He does a good job. You'll see Volsky coming in, Kohler driving. Look at Listovitz pushing him right into the goal. Very questionable call, definitely deserving of a replay.
Volsky immediately, as soon as he saw it, he said, no, he was pushed. And he's the goal scorer. He had a good view of it. Tough to make that save. I understand the goaltender.
You saw the puck coming in too, though. He beat him on the glove hand side.
True.
That was the unimpeded side as well.
Yeah, you're right. He could have gone to that side and been. The officials have
always
taken a look.
Of course, looks easier from up here.
Yeah.
We're sitting here saying Karyev could have moved to his left and made the save.
Let's get the call here. Will it be 4-1? No.
Well,
no goal, but they're going to give him a penalty as well.
And this is a potentially game-changing
Huge
play right
swing.
here. Huge swing. 4-1. Ufa going on the power play right now. So much talent on this power play. You're in position right now to bring this to within a one-goal game. Suddenly the ice tilts, all the pressure on Ambri.
Huge moment in this game as they review it. They decide not to overturn it. So it will not be a goal for Wojtek Volsky. Instead, it's a power play for Ufa, their second of the game. Should note on the first one, they gave up a short-handed goal. D'Agostini getting credit for it on a deflection in front. Just under 16 minutes remaining here in the third period, and a nice way to start the Spengler.
How important are the face-offs on the power play?
30 seconds.
Jesus.
I mean, right there, right? Now about 15 at least.
Yeah.
They do get the puck and get back into the zone.
But
Now
you're scrambly. You're scrambly right here.
and a chance to clear. Can't do it. It bounces down, and eventually it'll be knocked ahead. Fora knocked off the puck just inside the blue line, and now it'll be brought back ahead. They'll leave it for Omark. Omark flips it ahead. Sergeyev got there just in time. Soshnikov gloves it down, flips it up. Kolatov takes it down into the corner. Back to Soshnikov, right wing boards. Soshnikov waiting. Sauces it along the blue line. Back to Soshnikov again. He's got Sergeyev up at the point. Omark in the corner. Now Omark will take over. Sergeyev, return feed to Omark. Pressured. Omark on the boards. They'll close on him here quickly.
They're not moving. They're not helping him at all. They're standing still.
Sergeyev, far side. That's Soshnikov, who's relocated over there.
Terrible.
Tried to find Omark, broken up and played down the ice.
Horrible. Lazy pass across four guys abreast in the slot area for Ambri. Ufa not skating at all, just relying on Omark to make a brilliant play and standing still and watching him.
Sovitz in behind the net. Will skate it ahead. Gives it to Burmistrov. Right side. Pass a little bit too far, but they'll skate onto it. Karteyev trying to knock it back to the point, but broken up again. Big penalty kill here so far for HC Ambri.
Yeah, I like the play of Nick Platino this afternoon for Ambri, 44 in blue.
Karteyev skates it away. Left wing side, a little bit of room. Walks in with a shot. Redirected to the near boards. Back to the point, Lasovitz. Comes to Burmistrov. Burmistrov up top to Lasovitz. Power play now expired. Burmistrov walking in. Forler out of the box. Nice reverse feed and behind the goal wraparound attempt. Plastino came over there to break it up as Manzatto was stretched out. There's a shot. That's deflected high and wide. And sliding down from the point, Kirill Salugin is able to keep it alive.
Great work down low from 19 Bashkirov for Ufa.
Taken away, turned over the blue line. Wide blocker. And now an opportunity to clear the zone, a much needed clear, and they'll get it done. Marco Miranda allows his teammates to sneak off on a change. Now Miranda centers it out front. Shot coming, and Karayev is down. And he's able to hang on. His team down by a pair. It's HC Ambri with a 3-1 lead on Ufa. Yep. Alrighty. Dustin Nielsen and Doug Honegger with you here in Davos, day one of the Spengler Cup. 3-1, HC Ambri with a lead over the KHL representative from Ufa as we move underneath. 13 minutes remaining now here in the third. And Ufa got to have the next one. Back to the point, shot through a crowd, hit a body, drops down and will be controlled here by Baranov. They move it in behind the net. Now to try to exit the zone left wing side. Maxim Mayorov throws it across. Baranov skates onto this puck, puts on the brakes, and now works it back up along the boards. Up to the point, shot through, heavy traffic, still laying there. They bat away, and eventually it just comes right onto the stick of an Ambri defender, and he'll find Sverger, who gives it away at the blue line. A lazy play, but he got a second chance and got it done.
Yeah, really lazy play. In a situation like that, he's standing still. Sverger 16 in blue, had a very strong game. Got to move your feet, bring the puck vertical, use the boards.
A little bit of room to wheel now here for Lukin. In over the blue line, drops it off. Sergayev with a shot, traffic in front. That hit some of it. I think Manzato said it bounced up into the netting, but no whistle. Battle in the corner to the left of the Ambri keeper. Working up along the boards. Pulls to Zarov. Good battle here. Spins free. Walks along the line in behind the net. Watched very closely there. But is able to find a little bit of room. Throws it out front. Manzato the save on the one-time attempt from the left face-off circle. And we've got a couple of players tied up. The crowd here, Ambri supporters wanted to call. Not going to happen. All the way back down the ice. Hinterkircher comes up with it. Trying to walk off the wall. Broken up. Pull it off, moves it ahead. Now Omark headmans that puck. Burmistrov will send it down in behind the goal. Fisher, first on it for Ambri, gets some help. Blue line not out, kept in, played in behind the net. Amirov on it there. Amirov with Omark. Amirov swings high, drops it off up top. Feather to Omar, got a stick on it, but it bounces down into the corner and now played off the glass and out to the neutral zone, no further. Stop there, Burmistrov far side. Amirov with a little bit of room and a head of steam. Walking in, shot from a bad angle. Manzato the save, and he located that rebound, which had just trickled out in front of him, and he covers up for the whistle, Dougie.
And that's exactly what he did. What's impressed me most about Manzato this afternoon, he's just been very calm. Pucks are in front of him. His movement has been very good, laterally strong. Has looked like a very confident goaltender. And again, I always believe it starts with the goaltender. When the goaltender is confident, it resonates through the entire lineup, and we've seen the effects of that on Ambri this afternoon.
And Amirov, who had that last shot, is just an 18-year-old, and he's buzzing around out there. He was one of the, he was in consideration for the junior team, but he looks pretty good out here.
Yeah, he's certainly someone that we could envision seeing in the under-20 tournament next year, given an opportunity to play with his hometown team, Ufa, on the first team. You don't see a lot of young kids in the Russian KHL, but he and the team believe that the Spengler Cup affords him the opportunity to get some game time with the big club.
Played 21 games so far this year. Doesn't have a goal, has a couple of assists with the big club. But to be a teenager, an 18-year-old playing in the KHL for 21 games, that alone is an accomplishment.
Well, it's rare. They want those kids playing primarily in the Russian Junior League or in the second league.
Yeah.
But it shows the kind of quality that this player has, that Ufa has brought him here. And to your point, he's played 21 games already in the KHL.
And they're giving him an opportunity in this tournament, having him out there on that top line with Omark and Burmistrov.
And he skated well this afternoon. He's been, I think, the best player on that line.
Might move better than any of those guys as well.
He's driving the puck to the net. He's got a jump in his stride that's been lacking from too many of the Ufa forwards this afternoon.
D'Agostino will flip this out to the neutral zone. Flynn engages in a battle there, but loses it. And Ufa will take over. Soshnikov walks in. Little spin move. Side of the goal. Tries to jam it home. Short side. Manzato would have none of it. And he'll hang on as the clock creeps just under 10 minutes in the third.
Look, this is a skilled player right now. Soshnikov, 9 in white, the 360. around Pinana, the defenseman. I would have liked to have seen him guard the line more, make sure that you keep Soshnikov to the outside. Even if he's going to spin, try that spin, what you want to do is cut the angle off and make sure that you're being able to drive him to the outside of the post. Lost possession there. But once again, Manzatto with a nice job of reading the play, controlling his moves, and then making the save.
Given away just inside the blue line, and an opportunity for Ufa to find some sustained pressure here. Side of the goal, Manzatto down, puck underneath the attacker, Artem Pimenov. And they'll get a whistle with the puck underneath Manzatto.
Yeah, I would like to see, I think Ambri needs to make a change right here. 55 Pinana is having a hard time keeping up with the speed of the Ufa forwards, particularly down low. That's 2 times now he's been beaten to the outside. Doesn't move particularly well to the outside. And you can see Ufa taking advantage of that.
Could have snuck in a change, but they decide not to. Pimenov will move back in to take this draw. And he wins it cleanly. Sergeyev shot off of a leg that's up and out of the zone. And Ambri now will control at their own blue line. All the way back into the corner to the right of Manzatto. Stretch pass ahead, misses everybody. And that'll go the distance for icing. And all it does is give Ufa another chance for an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, Nagoy knows better. He's a veteran in this league, number 82. I don't like a stretch pass like that. You're up by 2. Just make sure the puck gets out of your zone. Regroup, but look what it does. You missed the long pass. Now gives Ufa the chance, an offensive zone face-off.
Well, and they come out with Burmistrov, Amirov, and Omark, the top line. Lesovitz back to the right point. He's their goal scorer in this game. They win the face-off to the boards. Amirov slides over, picks it up there, gets it to Burmistrov. Burmistrov turns down low in behind the net to Omark. Omark, watch closely there. Is able to find a little bit of room for himself. Spins back at the blue line. Omark controlling this puck wisely, plays it down into the corner. Now Burmistrov will swing high. He's forced back at the blue line. Ambri keeping him to the outside for now. Burmistrov in behind the net. Turns, throws it across. Shot, save made there by Manzatto as Amirov had a really good look.
And Burmistrov doing a great job keeping Pinana. 55, once again driving. They're playing against him, driving and creating that scoring chance.
Long shift here for those guys on that back end. And now with some pressure relieved, they'll slide off on a change. Puck flipped high over top of the goal. And now in behind the net. Trisconi couldn't come up with it. And it'll be skated away by Karteev. In over the blue line by himself, and it's stripped away. Trisconi backhands it all the way back down the ice. That forces Ufa to retreat here, still down by a pair, now less than 8 minutes to play. Soshnikov throws it across. He's been buzzing all day. That's knocked into the corner and now played back out to the neutral zone. Gareev gives it away. Dottie trying to cut wide, gets around Gareev, maintains possession, throws it out front, broken up, odd man rush coming the other way here for Ufa. They'll throw it ahead. Kuzmin throws it across, off the post. Had Manzatto beat, hit the post and bounced back out to the slot.
Yeah, Sosnikov had him beat. That was a rifle, just quickness off his blade, beat him cold, but rang the post.
Another opportunity shot right into the belly this time of Manzatto. And he will hang on. Ufa pushing to try to close within 1. Welcome back to Davos, everyone. Day one of the Spengler Cup will conclude later on tonight as HC Trinance faces Team Canada. And myself, Dustin Nielsen, and Doug Honegger will have that one for you. Right now, Ufa here starting to run out of time as they now have just over 7 minutes left and still trail by a pair. Face-off win is a good one. They walk right in here, and Manzotto might have got the old poke check on that to knock it away.
That cut the angle off very well.
Omar back in behind his own net, pressured from behind, drops it off. Going to see a lot of Omar and Amirov and Burmistrov the rest of the way in this one. Sergeyev moves it ahead. Amirov brings it in, and that is offside as Omar just ahead us by about a step on the play.
Yeah, a little disorientation, standing still. I think Lucas Chureta, we haven't talked a lot about him, a former first-round pick, really among the first Swiss that was identified by NHL scouts, a first-round pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, never played in the National Hockey League, a long career in Switzerland that ended due to a heart issue. Respect him very much. He's just made a determination to be a top pro coach. Started at the bottom, worked in the junior movement, in the what's considered the B League of Switzerland, worked his way up to coach his hometown team in Ambri, and has done an exceptional job with this club.
Here's Lasovitz in behind his own net. The only player to find the back of the net for Ufa today. Now given away just outside the blue line by Soshnikov, who's got 7 shots in this game. Unable to beat Manzotto. I'll beat him once, but hit the post. And now an opportunity to skate away Vladislav Karteyev. Lasovitz is with him. Karteyev finds a little bit of room, tried to throw it across, broken up, comes back. Salugin at the point. Drops it off. They'll try the far side. That pass, a little bit of an errant one, and it bounces into the corner. And a penalty coming up. It's going to be a hold. And a power play here for Ambri. More importantly, though, 2 minutes that their opposition will be shorthanded with just under 6 left in the game.
And this is going to be the second holding of the stick call on Ufa this afternoon. Here you can see Karteyev, Vladislav Karteyev, getting his hand on Platino, like holding it, but this is the second time, kind of strange. You can go games without ever seeing that call, particularly when the puck's on your stick.
Yeah, Burmistrov earlier in the game as well, yeah.
It's one thing to do that when you're defending, but when you actually, with the puck on your blade, to turn around and grab the defender's stick, I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
An opportunity here to really seal it away for Ambri. They lead 3-1. Power play, less than 6 to go in the third. Plastino at the blue line. Drops it off. Sabalich with a shot. Rebound comes out. D'Agostini couldn't get there in time and will be brought away shorthanded by Svechenko. Svechenko bumped off the puck by D'Agostini. Plastino comes back there as well. And Ufa obviously wanting and needing to still pressure here even though they're shorthanded. Now brought ahead. D'Agostini with some room to wheel. Gets the blue line and drops it off in the near boards for Flynn. Flynn waiting, flips it back up to D'Agostini across the blue line. Leaves it there for Fora. Fora takes a return feed, comes across to D'Agostini. D'Agostini, watch closely, decides to take a little stroll down the left wing boards. Back up top to Fora, shot through that, hit Flynn, lays in behind him, and now will be scooped up, and Burmistrov will circle back, and that'll allow both teams to make some changes. Burmistrov, Sergeyev, far side, and now that'll be hammered down the ice by Koledov. Mueller leaves it there for Sverger. Drops it off behind the net. Not a ton of urgency, but they've got a 2-goal lead, Doug, and they're protecting it.
Yeah, and I like what Ambry's doing right now, not taking any chances. What you want to do right now is make sure that you're secure with the puck. You notice now that Ufa's being forced to chase the puck, chase the play right now. And that plays into Ambry's strength, obviously, with the 5-on-4 advantage.
Fora gets the blue line, hammers it around on the far boards. That comes to Mueller. Wanted to knock it down to Volsky. Didn't work. Now on the high slot, Sverger couldn't control the pass. It was waist high.
Took that off the hip. That's a tough one to control.
Another opportunity. Throws it across. One-timer just wide. Volsky in behind the goal. Settles it down. Back to even strength. Karteyev out of the penalty box. Does Ufa have one last push in them? Shot into the corner, and that bounces to an open wing.
Got to hit the net from there. Potty from the blue line. The one thing you've got to be focused on right there is making sure you hit the net.
Here's Omar. Flips it ahead. That'll be controlled and a little bit of room to wheel. Karteyev out of the box. walking in, centers it out front, hit a leg. Omark from bad angle, puts it behind Manzado and out the other side. Nice spin move here. Amirov, the 18-year-old, walking out of the corner, still has it, throws it across. A glorious opportunity, fired high and wide over the top of the goal. Omark again, waits, throws it right into the slot. Manzado's down, and it bounces in behind the goal and out of harm's way, and a chance to clear the zone here for Dottie, and he does just enough.
Kirill Suligan had two excellent scoring chances for Ufa. One looked like it was guaranteed to get behind Manzado.
And now we've got a penalty coming up, called by the official in behind the net, and it is a cross check. And a power play coming up here for Ufa with just under 3 minutes to go. This is the opportunity they needed, Doug.
Absolutely. Mattia Kirkenkirker going right, Hinternkirker, pardon me, going off for Ambri, the cross check. Offensive zone penalty. Under 3 minutes to go. Bad. You got to be smart. Watch him right here. The cross check. Not needed at all. Just use your hand. Guide the defender into the boards. Just guide him. That was Petrushev right here. You didn't need to cross check him. Veteran player like that needs to know better. All you want to do is just guide him in and watch it right here. Zygolev with a great chance. He had half the net wide open. Manzado wasn't even across yet. I thought that was ticketed to the top of the net.
Oh, he's not going to want to see that one later.
No,
I mean,
still again, look at him come across. And Ambri just standing there. Nothing they could do, but just watch that puck go over the net.
Ufa was down 3-0. You know, they're a KHL club that doesn't have Philip Larson on the blue line, doesn't have Timu Hardikainen, doesn't have Zarkov. You know, half of this team would be described as a B team. I don't mind the effort that they put in here in the third period to try to get back in this hockey game.
Yeah, I'm impressed, and we're hopefully going to see the results of it right here if you're an Ufa fan on this power play, but they've certainly come back and played the kind of third period we're expecting from them in the first.
Like Magnitogorsk last year just would mail it in, right? Like
dogs.
So a better effort. Good to see. Omar talked about it in the second intermission. And
face off again. That's the second consecutive power play. They've started in the offensive zone and lost the draw.
Now in behind the net. This will be brought ahead by Sergayev. Drops it off to Omark. Omark gets the blue line, sends it in to Manzado. And it's played back to the point. Burmistrov will keep it in at the blue line. And now the goaltender will head to the bench. Extra attacker comes over. It's a 6-on-4 opportunity here for Ufa. Sergayev along the blue line, gets it to Omark. Back to Sergayev. Right side, Soshnikov. Soshnikov waiting. He's got some traffic in front. Will he use it? Tried to send one through, but it hit a leg.
Standing still. 4 Ambri defenders in the slot area. Ufa all on the outside on the perimeter, standing still. No movement at all.
2 minutes to play. Net remains empty. Soshnikov knocks it down into the corner. Ufa had to regroup. They've done it. Now Soshnikov, far side. Omark waiting. Sergayev at the blue line. Soshnikov will fire. Manzado the save. Rebound there. Trickles back out to Omark. Omark waiting. Tried to feather it across. Soshnikov will fire off the post. Second post of the game for Soshnikov. Omark regroups again. Right into the slot. That one over the shoulder of Manzado and eventually fired out. Hit a camera at center ice and will be blown down with about 90 seconds remaining here in this hockey game.
Manzado's not happy. Soshnikov with another point-blank scoring chance. His second post here in the third period. Here he lays into it. See Manzado not even seeing the puck. It's going to beat him on the blocker side right here. Right ring the post about 6 inches off the ice.
Soshnikov couldn't ask for more opportunities today. And now we've got it, Ufa right now has 6 skaters on the ice, but their goaltender's back in the net. So Bashkirov will head off to the bench.
Trying to pull a fast one. Going out there with 7.
Minute and a half to play. They're still down by a pair. And they do remain on the power play here. Lisovitz, the goal scorer, takes a return feed just inside the blue line, moves it ahead. And they will get the zone. Kartayev, though, overskated it, got a second crack at it. Now Fora hammers it around the boards, knocked out, kept in. Had an opportunity to skate with it, did Egley, but he overskated the puck. Now in behind the goal. Net empty once again. Extra attacker is out with a minute left to play. Ufa down by a pair here against HC Ambri. Now down into the corner. Lukin, right wing wall. No shots yet here for Ufa though.
Ambri crowd trying to take him home in behind the net. Back up to the point. Lisovich wanted it to the blue line. They couldn't get it to him. Now they'll come back up top again. Bashkirov down low. Bashkirov in behind the net. Point blank chance. Manzato's down. They jam away. The puck is loose and it's given away. Lukin now turns. Shot blocked. Another crack at it for Ambri. Can they clear the zone? This time they do. And it's all the way down the ice. Off the post. And now the net is knocked off. And that was a few interesting moments here in the final minute of the first game at the 2019 Spengler.
And Ambri withstood a barrage of shots and opportunities for move. Look at this puck. It looks like he's just going to cross the line. So it's flying back straight into the net and knocks it off its moorings. But Ambri doing a great job. I just really like the poise they showed at the end on the penalty kill. A 6-on-4, but an outstanding job. Led from their goaltender, Daniel Manzatto. Just a very well-coached penalty kill for this Ambri team.
Crowd here in Davos loving it, as is the head coach, Luca Tureta.
They're calling for a penalty shot.
Well, they were asking for the goal, and I think they've got a penalty shot because with the empty net, the net being pushed off. And Sverger stands out at center ice. They were wanting the penalty shot. Tureta was asking for it.
I haven't seen an indication yet from the referees.
It looked to me like they were going to call a penalty, and I think that may have happened, but it's not on the clock. Oh, great look there as the scarves are out in the standing room only behind Manzatto. That's just so unique, man.
I feel like I'm at a Premier League soccer game right now with.
That's awesome.
The entire back row behind Manzatto, all the fans have they're holding their scarves abreast. It's a remarkable scene.
We're talking about 40 deep. Now they'll be brought ahead. And in over the blue line, Douay drops it back. And that is fired just wide. And that is going to do it. 4-1 will be your final. As HC Ambri snags the one late there on the empty net call. But overall, a very good performance here. And the Swiss club from Ambri, first into the win column at the Spengler Canada and Trinets later today.